Go. Let me begin with Sumit Peer. Sumit, um, why is it that there are accounts which are also operating out of India that have decided to now start spreading this fake news in the middle of the night, as we, of course, go into the night rather from the evening?
Devgaji, thanks for having me on your show. I think it started from the day when our Honorable Deputy Chief of Indian Army clearly said what happened in Operation Sindhu. There were around 4 countries involved. He named 3, he didn't name the 4th one, which we can assume and presume which it can be. He clearly named China, he named Chinese intel, he named Chinese everything was involved, and they were hand in glove with Pakistan. Then we have very recently, around 2-3 hours back, we have Asim Munir coming and saying, no, China has nothing to do with it. China was not involved. Parallelly, we have a report, which is in one of the leading publications, which happens to be a competitor. They also have a publication. They published a report saying that, Chinese embassies across the world were used to fall, the defense attaches were used to, run this malicious propaganda. Rafale has failed. Chinese equipment has drowned a Rafale, and Rafales are of no use. When all this is coming back on a circle, then there's a meme factory of the world. The meme factory of the world is run by ISI, that is ISPR, Inter-Services PR, which his job is to run these false propagandas, mail these fake tweets and run them around the world. Now, that is how they have come up with these gizmos. One is that India admits that Rafale has been lost. Second is this Indian embassy is being attacked. They are trying to say that India is in a very dire state. India is losing friends and allies. On the contrary, when you look at BRICS, all the nations have got together, including Muslim countries, and they have condemned, this Pakistan-sponsored terror in Pahalgam. And they have said, we will not only condemn it, we'll work and develop mechanisms to stop terror financing and terror abetting, which in a way directly indicates to China, which has been trying to block all these terrorists in United Nations and all. When these things happen, now they don't have anything to counterfactually. What does ISPR do? ISPR resorts to making these memes. That's why I call them the meme factory. They're fake memes, fake photos, and try to get them propagated and see, India is really losing. India has no friends. We are lost in the diplomatic circles of the world. We can claim anything, but the things are different at the ground. This is sheer frustration of Pakistan's ISPR. And exactly, Devikaji, when you have an organization with few hundred people who are just being paid every month to run false propaganda, this is the byproduct, this is the product which you get. All their claims of what they did in India, all have been whacked. All their what they said, we have joined 5 jets and all, they don't have a shred of evidence. And I want to question one thing on NewsX. If at all, for a second, if you have drowned our jets, when you are all Chinese satellites were looking at us, when you would tell us don't launch this vector because we don't, DGMO sir, you're launching this vector, why didn't your good friend Chinese give you the photo of the wreckage? Where did the photos of the wreckage go? That is the question where they were asked. When Pakistan and China jointly are getting exposed, Devgaji, they have nothing but to come up with fake images, fake propaganda, and try to run it some way and try to make it look new and fresh and try to create dissonance. They are trying to hide their failures, which have been called out. They are trying to hide the success we had in BRICS. They are trying to hide, their failures at a global stage, which were there. She never turned up at BRICS, and, Iran never turned up. So, how kind of bilaterals we're having, the kind of success we're getting, they don't know how to fathom this thought of India rising and really getting the support of even Muslim-dominated majority countries with it. That is where their biggest problem is, and they are getting isolated and called out at all the international platforms. Then the best thing resort, come up with photocopied images, take an image, Photoshop it, use an old image and have all these things run. And as far as the blue ticks are concerned, it today costs, I don't know how many dollars a year. Anybody can get a blue tick and they can be a part of their ISPR running propaganda. And then if Pakistan, celebrities, cricketers, those so-called actors and those all called media influencers, they can be under the leash of ISPR. So to have a tweet run few thousand tweets, likes and retweets is not difficult, but what you rightly said, we have to be aware of it. We have to do our basic fact checking ourselves, and there are tools, even a basic Google check will tell you this is an old image. So this is how you call out their bluff. They are trying to create dissonance and hide their failures, which have been called out and exposed at a global stage, Devikaji.